I have a special treat for you today. There are wild kangaroos and birds right out the front of my place. It's a beautiful day today and I've got 3 more pockets to share with you. First one is a 6x6 scrapbook envelope pocket. The second one, ready-made pockets using recycled envelopes. And the third one are these 2-tiered wavy pockets. So this is going to be a series on pockets. If you haven't seen the first video I've done, I'll put the link below for you. So there's 3 there, 3 today, that's 6 pockets and more to come. So let's get started in series 2 with pocket number 1. We're going to be using 6x6 scrapbook paper. I use a craft knife to cut out my guide. I'll put the link in the description box below so you can grab your copy of this guide. When these 2 lines cross over diagonally, we're going to mark 2 dots, one either side of the centre. Then I want you to get your pokey tool and push a hole into it, and it's only got to be big enough to fit the lead of your pencil in it. Choose what pretty paper you want to use from your 6x6 pad. You don't need to use anything heavy. Now turn it over and put your guide on your 6x6 and mark these 2 holes with your pencil. Pivot your piece of paper around so you've got a corner on the right and one on the left. Bring the right hand corner over to the far dot, the dot on the left, and just put a crease in your paper. Open it up, bring the corner from the left side over to the right hand side dot and crease your paper. Now I want you to bring up the bottom of your pocket. You can bring it up higher, but I like the tip of my corner right at the cross lines. Now crease the bottom fold with your finger. If your corners don't lay flat, just grab your pokey tool and feed it into that slot there, and then that fold will crease better and lay flat. Open it up and rub your pencil lines off. But don't forget, if you like distress ink, you can distress the edges before you glue it closed. Just put a bead of glue close to the line on the right and the left hand side and then just seal it. It makes the sweetest little pocket. You can make them in vellum, you can make it in any style you like. You can glue a little embellishment on the front. I use this pocket here in my wedding album. I didn't make the back of the pocket another tuck spot. I've glued it down all over the back. So when I put it in my journal, it's only a pocket behind those little doves and the heart. You can not glue the top of that envelope down and use it as a tuck spot at the back. It looks fantastic with an embellishment glued on the front. You can go crazy with this, and instead of seeing the edges of the pocket, you see the little embellishment. And I forgot to tell you earlier that you can round the corner of the top of the envelope. And if you're wondering, can you use it as an envelope? Of course you can. Just fold the flap over and put it in a pocket with some goodies in it. No matter what you put in these pockets, they look beautiful. Pocket number 2, my favourite type of pocket is recycling envelopes. They're a ready-made pocket. All you got to do is cover them. I'm going through my stash and I'm going to pull out these reply to sender envelopes. They're all new. You can cut these particular envelopes in half, but I'm going to make mine a little bit taller and cut them at 5 inches. I'm going to seal the back flap closed, and this is what turns it into your pocket. So your cut line is the top of your pocket. Instead of using scrap paper, I'm going to use this old book as my cover for the envelope. I like to distress ink the edges before I cover it. That way, if there's anything peeking through, it's going to be a nice colour rather than white. And then I'm going to wrap my page around the envelope. I'm going to fold this little flap over, and then I'll glue the rest of the page down over the top of that. Use your glue, either a clear wet glue or a glue stick, and just glue the short flap down first. And what I'm doing here is essentially making a wrap. So I'm going to put glue all over the rest of the envelope here and then just wrap the page so that it overlaps that first short piece. I love adding distress ink. I'm using Vintage Photo and I'm going all around the sides. Now I'm going to put a thumb hole in now. I use my oval punch, but you can use a circle punch if you've got one. It's looking a bit plain, so I'm going to keep on decorating with the receipt, the invoice style theme. So this piece here is really old, so it's got an awesome colour to it. So I'm just going to glue it off the side. It's on an angle, and then I'm going to wrap it around the back and glue that down. Once that's glued down, I then just cut the excess off the bottom and use it somewhere else. Just put some distress ink on the fresh cuts, and it's time to add some more embellishment. I'm going to use this crumpled up paper. There's a video on how I done this in my short section. I'll add this below. So I'm just going to glue this little strip on the bottom here and wrap it around the back. I'm going for a butterfly here. Butterflies look good with everything. I picked this muted colour because it works well with the receipts, and it also just takes your eye around the front of your pocket. And I'm going to finish it off with another vintage receipt. These are from over near France. I've got some beautiful digital prints of these receipts in my online shop. So if you feel like changing it up a bit, use these beautiful old pages in any books that you've got instead of using the standard scrapbook papers. Now for pocket number 3, I was inspired by my mum's work. This is such an easy pocket to make, and you get to use your plain papers, stamps or stencils, and I'm even going to show you how to make your own pattern. Start by getting a piece of cardboard. I'm making mine 3 3/4 inches wide. Now for mine, I cut the height at 5.5 inches. So this is our back piece of the pocket. To cut the middle pocket, it's going to be wavy at the top and straight across the bottom. It can be shorter than the back part of your pocket because you're not going to see it. The very bottom pocket is going to cover it over. Now draw your bottom pocket on the same width strip, but make it a different shape to the middle pocket at the top. So this is what you should have by now. 3 pieces, your back, your middle and your bottom. Now put your template on the cardstock that you want to use and trace around it. You can use this template over and over again. So you've got 3 coloured pieces now, and we're going to ink stamp them before we glue them together. This is Mum's pocket, and I'm going to do the stamping the same. So it's going to start on the left hand side high and then finish low on the right hand side. I'm using the purple pocket to do my demo for stamping. I've just put 4 flowers that I had in my stash down on the back piece. I'm not putting anything on the middle piece, and I'm just putting this little floral design on the bottom left hand side. It needs more on the top right hand corner and the bottom lower right hand corner. I just picked up these new stamps from Kerry at Which Craft Do You Do. I think they're intended for ID cards, but I'm going to use them on here. I've got 4 purples here, and I'm just going to test them out to make sure that I'm getting the right colour on my card. And I'm just going to go around all of the pieces to define the edges. Now we're going to glue them down, but I'm going to put the middle piece on first and put a pencil line at the bottom of it, and then just run a bead of glue only around the square sides. And I'm going to glue this back down on where I put my pencil mark. Just press that down and then do the same on the bottom piece. You're only gluing down the sides and across the bottom. Now this time, this piece gets glued right down at the bottom of the card. and it covers up that middle piece. Now it's time to load your pockets. You can put whatever you want in your pockets. This probably isn't the best colour match, but it's what I had at hand just to shove in and show you what I mean. So if you've ever wondered what you're going to do with those white pages, these coloured pockets are perfect for them. And if you're a fan of the craft cardstock, use that because these turn out beautiful in this craft colour. This time I put my stamping all the way across the background. So mix it up. Make it in whatever colour you like, whatever size. The width can vary, the height can vary, but they all look beautiful. Now, if you missed out on the first video that I made, go back and check that out and add these pockets to your journal.